We welcome you to the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City for Game 2 today between NJCU and Ramapo in NJAC softball makeup of Tuesday's rainout. And Ramapo won Game 1 by a score of 5-0, scoring both runs, or it's 5 runs, I should say, in the final 2 innings. Let's take a look at today's lineup, and we'll announce it to the crowd here at the Garrity Complex at the same time. Complex in Jersey City for Game 2. Ladies and gentlemen, here's our lineups for Game 2 of today's NJAC doubleheader. For Ramapo, leading off at first base, number 8, Jackie Howarth. Batting second and playing left field, number 24, Krista Verino. Batting third at second base, number 25, Allie Spellman. The cleanup hitter and right fielder, number 7, Christina Brizik. Batting fifth, the designated player, number 9, Carly Egan. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 17, Harper Patsko. Batting seventh and catching, number 21, Olivia Mahone. Batting eighth at shortstop, number 2, Nicole Hernandez. Batting ninth in center field, number 10, Sissy Machinsky. And pitching for Ramapo in Game 2 is number 32, Katrina Bukowski. Here is the lineup for NJCU in Game 2. Leading off at third base, number 2, Hannah Gavin. Batting second and playing first base, number 25, Gianna Benakista. Batting third at shortstop, number 1, Dianora Flores. In center field, the cleanup hitter, number 12, Julie Squillo. Pitching and batting fifth, number 21, Christina Mezzi. In right field and batting sixth, number 15, Melissa Mendoza. In left field and batting seventh, number 11, Kayla Clark. At second base and batting eighth, number 14, Dulce Almonte. Batting ninth and catching, number 24, Ariana Scrimo. And that is our lineup for game number 2. We'll be back in just a moment for a first pitch. So we're back here in Jersey City for Game 2 between NJCU and Ramapo. And Christina Mezzi will throw to Jackie Howarth. And first pitch is a ball. I apologize for missing Game 1. This game, of course, was supposed to have been played on Tuesday. And the NJCU softball team was supposed to be in Staten Island today. That's high. And I coach travel soccer down in Monmouth County. I figured, hey, if we got to schedule a game on a Sunday, let me do one when we're supposed to be away. And sure enough, the schedule changed and couldn't change the soccer schedule, so we streamed one without hearing me say nothing really important anyway. 2 balls and 1 strike to Howarth, who's hitting .476 on the year for Ramapo. 10-7 they are now, 1-2 in the NJAC. That's called strike. 2-2. Ramapo is coached by Bridget Quimpo in her 5th season, the NJAC Coach of the Year, and the all-time winningest coach in NJCU history. Popped in the air, right field, Melissa Mendoza in the gap, reaches up and makes the catch. Assistant coaches for Ramapo are Rob Cruz and Susie Matsutani. Matsutani, who one day will be a candidate for the NJCU Hall of Fame. One of the finest softball players in NJCU history. And when Coach Quimpo went over to take the job at Ramapo, Matsutani, who was her top assistant here, also went over with her. And they've taken Ramapo to some incredible heights in the postseason. And I joked with them as Verino steps to the plate that I root for them all the time except when they're playing us. Sort of like how with William Patterson baseball, as I'm a William Patterson graduate and friends with many people in the baseball program were there, I told them yesterday, even though they beat us twice, I root for them all the time except when they're playing us or when there's playoff implications on the line. You got to pick and choose your moments. Sometimes you need them to lose if you want to make the postseason or want a better position in the postseason. The 1-1 is low. Ariana Scrimo's behind the plate in this game. Gianna Benaquista is at first. Dulce Almonte is at second. Dianora Flores at short. Hannah Gavin is at third, with the outfield consisting of Clark, Squio, and Mendoza. Ground ball to Gavin. And the throw is in time for out number 2. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 25, Allie Spellman, a senior out of Bloomingdale, New Jersey, and Butler High School. Ramapo, Rutgers, Newark, and NJCU entered the day as the only 2 teams in the league, or only 3 teams in the league without a win yet. Ramapo has now turned that around. Of course, that's misleading because the majority of the league has only played 2 or 4 games because of the wild weather. It's in the dirt, and Spellman lays off. 1 ball, 1 strike. And if you are curious about the game I did coach today, our Colts Neck Thundering Herd won 3-0. My daughter Kendra had 1 goal, including a left-footed shot that I've been yelling at her for years. Not yelling, I've been saying for years to use your left foot as Ramapo hits it through the left side. And Spellman takes a wide turn.
Now batting, right fielder, number 7, Christina Brizet.
Pretty good way to start the spring season. A 3-0 win, and my daughter getting a left-footed goal. I still can't use my left foot, so I'm really one to talk. They'll bring up Brizik, the right fielder, hitting .368. Big lead at first by Spellman. First pitch is a ball. My thanks to Phil Nagley, my assistant, for scoring game 1. And that's lined right at Hannah Gavin, who says, that's enough. makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close as she calmly flips it back to the pitcher's circle. So sharply hit by Brzic, but an L5 right at Hannah Gavin, the vice chair of the NJCU SAC, making the catch. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on as we head to the bottom of the first. We're back here at the Garrity Complex as NJCU and Ramapo play game number 2. And, of course, Hannah Gavin, who makes the catch to end the top of the first, leads off the bottom of the first. Always seems to happen that way. The person who makes the nice defensive play gets to lead off the next inning, and it will be Hannah Gavin, Gianna Benakista, and Dianora Flores as NJCU, which had 2 hits in game 1, has a slow roller up the third base side. Look to beat Katrina Bukowski, a senior right-hander, 5'8", out of Buffalo, New York. So today's cold temperatures probably feel like summer to her inside. Gavin hitting .327 on the year. Pitch by Bukowski, ground ball, second base, and quickly she's erased 4-3.
Now batting, the first baseman, number
on the throw out by Spellman. So that'll bring up Gianna Benakista, hitting .283, the freshman first baseman out of Belleville. That's line foul. Bukowski will be difficult to beat. She is the ace of the staff. 4-1 record, a 1.88 ERA with 4 complete games and 2 shutouts. This is her 8th start and 9th appearance. You can see her deliberate wind up each time where she turns towards her right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. She's got .204 opposing batting average on the year, 41 innings. She has struck out 40, walked just 11. Pretty sensational numbers. Swung on and missed, and she gets Benakista to chase high. So 2 away to bring up the shortstop, Dianora Flores. Flores, one of the top freshmen in the NJAC. She's hitting .289 on the season. What you eating there, Nina Gina? Oh, a cheeseburger. Is that from Wendy's?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks pretty good. Called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Flores. Ira Thor with you here at the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City. Ruben Flores, oh my gosh. Diana Flores at the plate. Ruben Acosta, I just combined the names. On the computer, And that's going to be a bunt base hit for Flores. Ruben Acosta on the graphics and camera for us today.
Fielder, number 12, Julie Squio.
See what I did there? Combined two names into one? That's inventive. And Nina Gina Carbonero on PA for us today. As we play game 2, and Julie Squio steps to the plate. Squio ground ball over the shortstop, and the short flip to Spellman, and the inning comes to a close as Squio grounds into a fielder's choice. In the first inning for the Gothic Knights, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base, no score as we go to the second. Back here in the second inning in the land of broken iPhones, and it'll be Egan leading off. Patsko and Mahone for Ramapo will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. The land of broken iPhones, because if you turn behind me, there's iPhones falling all over the floor. Ground ball. Gavin tries to scoop it. Deflects it to Flores. Can't do it. It'll be an infield hit.
Now batting the third baseman, number 17, Harper.
So a single to third base for Egan. That's the second hit for the Roadrunners, and it'll bring up Patsko hitting .346. Mezzi deals, bunts his drop down for the sacrifice attempt. And this time Almonte is able to hold on for a 1-4 sacrifice to push Egan into scoring position.
Now batting the catcher, number 21, Olivia Mahone.
So 1 out will bring up the catcher, Olivia Mahone. She's a junior out of Mount Laurel, New Jersey, Lenape Regional High School. In the dirt, Screamo grabs it. That's called strike. Again in the dirt, and good job by Ariana Screamo, the sophomore from Kearney. Popped in the air, foul territory. Gavin gives it a look, and it's out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of inning number 2. Mezzi deals. Chase the ball in the dirt. Screamo throw to first for the 2-3 after the KS.
Now batting, the shortstop.
Egan stays put and will bring up the shortstop, Nicole Hernandez. She's a senior out of Pumpkin Plains, New Jersey, Pequannock High School, hitting .293 on the season. Slow roller to Gavin. Gavin fields, flips to first. Long stretch there for Benakista, who has a smile as she drops the ball back in the circle. On the 5-3 ground out, Egan stranded at second. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on. Bottom of the second coming up in Jersey City. Bottom of the second inning in Jersey City. Ira Thor with you at the Garrity Complex. Ramapo NJCU Game 2 after the Roadrunners took the opener 5-0, scoring all 5 runs in their final 2 turns at bat. Mezzi, the pitcher, hitting just 119 on the year, but she has timely hits, and it'd be nice to help her own cause here as she takes ball 1. It's mid-40s, mostly sunny skies here in Jersey City, and it is windy, so it feels like the mid-30s, probably the high 30s now at this point of the day with the bright sunshine. That's a called strike, but to be honest, far better than this morning. I played in a Garden State Soccer League game this morning, and at kickoff at 8:25, it was with the wind chill 25 degrees. And I kept thinking to myself, why am I still doing this at 41 years old? But I sucked it up and did it anyway. And then we lost 3-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, and Mezzi down for out number 1.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 15, Melissa Mendoza.
And what's interesting, though, is, when you're out there, and I'm a goalkeeper, when you're out there and you think about it being cold, it's cold. But when you actually focus on the task at hand, or in our case, try to stop multiple breakaways, you don't really realize how cold it really is. Melissa Mendoza did not go around, so Mendoza hitting .217 on the year. Her first at bat today. In Game 2, that is ball 1. Chowski deals. Slow roller. Past the pitcher's circle. Underhand flip in time to retire Mendoza 1-3. 2 away for Kayla Clark.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 11, Kayla Clark.
That's a called strike to Clark. Popped in the air. Foul territory. And it's going to drift just over the Ramapo dugout on the first base side. No balls, or actually it should be 1 ball, 1 strike. The scoreboard is, so no balls and 2 strikes. Scoreboard missing a strike. First pitch of Clark was a strike. That was fouled off. She swings and misses here. And Bachowski with a 1-2-3 second inning. 2 strikeouts in the frame, 3 so far over the first 7 batters she has faced. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Third inning coming up. Game 2. Top of the third inning, and it'll be the center fielder, Cece Machinsky, stepping in. She's hitting .314 on the year. First pitch is fouled. You all right over there, Nina Gina? Sound like you're grabbing a steel chair for tonight's WrestleMania. Yes, tonight is WrestleMania, and I will be watching on the WWE Network. Get yours now. That's low. Who will be Braun Strowman's tag team partner? He can't fight by himself. Find out tonight. That is a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Machinsky's hitting .314. The 1-2 grounder foul. Nina Gina, are you wearing a Notre Dame hat? Do you realize that Notre Dame lost last night in the National Hockey Championship, the Frozen Four final? They did not win. The hat is banished as fouled off. They did. They beat UConn. Never saw that happening. I actually wasn't even watching the game. I just figured UConn was going to win that and get to the final. I was going to watch the final. And then I'm on Twitter, actually updating our feed, the NJCU feed, and I see UConn's about to get upset. Thank God for Twitter. She's good. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this.
Big O.
Yeah, but she was fantastic. Line foul again. Machinsky continues to stay alive here. That is her 4th foul ball. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. A lot of action around the NJAC today in baseball and softball because a lot of games have been postponed in the last week, including yesterday. NJCU in Stockton was postponed yesterday, and Ramapo was actually supposed to host Rutgers Camden yesterday. And that was postponed, and our field probably was playable, but it was really cold. The Ramapo field, this is a 3-2. Popped in the air. Right side, coming in foul territory. And Gianna Benakista makes the catch without knocking out Ariana Scrimo. as they nearly collided.
The first baseman, number 8, Jackie Howard.
And you can see the smile between the two of them is Banakista, who we list at 6 foot, also a member of the women's basketball team, towered over Ariana Scrimo, who we list at 5'2", as they came together for that foul ball. And with the way the embankment is, the grass coming down towards the dugout, Banakisa was even higher. So it looked like she was 2 feet over Scrimo. That is fouled off the fencing in front of the NJCU dugout to Howarth, the first baseman. She flew out to right field in her first at-bat. She's hitting .469. Dropping down a bunt. It's a good one. She's going to beat it out. It's a closer play than I thought initially. Now she's trying to go to second. She's going to take the extra bag because nobody was covering. So Mezzi got to the ball quicker than I thought. Flipped to first base to Dulce Almonte. And then with nobody covering second, Howarth just kept going. Heads up base running by Howarth, sophomore, playing like a veteran. We'll bring up Verino. Verino, the left fielder, grounded out 5-3 in the first inning, her second at bat of this game. Chopped foul. Head coach Bridget Quimpo cheering on down the third base line. No balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 looking on the outside corner. Excellent location by Christina Mezzi for the K.
Now batting the second baseman, number 25, Allie Spellman.
Second strikeout by Mezzi. And I'll bring up Spellman, who singled in the first inning, one of 3 hits for the Roadrunners so far. There goes the runner at third, and it hit her helmet. The throw home is not in time. And Ramapo scores on a stolen base and an error. Throwing error by Scrimo, and it was a throw. It just hit the runner's helmet. And it'll be a 1-ball count here to Spellman. Popped in the air, shallow left. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And the ball got away. And another error advances her. All right, so sneaky play there as the relay from Flores was dropped by Almonte. It won't matter as Brizik, the first pitch, she pops up to shortstop and the inning comes to a close. And Spellman is stranded at second base. But Ramapo gets on the board, a run on 2 hits, 2 Gothic Knight errors, and 1 left as NJCU's due up here in the bottom of the third. We're back here in Jersey City. Ramapo up 1-0. It'll be Almonte due up. Almonte was charged with that error on the relay from Flores. Unable to hold on to it, and Almonte looks at strike one. Yeah, so the Ramapo-Rutgers-Camden game yesterday was postponed as well. NJCU's game against Stockton postponed primarily because it was just really cold. But the field at Ramapo does not drain well, and it sometimes after rain will take days to dry out. And a nice catch. The catcher in foul territory, Olivia Mahone.
Number 24, Ariana Scrimo.
So an FF2 by Almonte. It'll bring up Scrimo, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. She's batting .268. And that's fouled towards the Ramapo dugout. Going to run out of room. Having Scrimo in the bottom of the order is good because it allows, if she gets on, then the top of the order, Gavin and Benakista, to come to the plate with potentially a man on. So that's why it's helpful to have a pretty good hitter at the bottom of the order for that wraparound. That is a called strike. Ramapo's baseball team is taking on the College of New Jersey, which is a top 10 program in Division III right now. I understand that they did not win at least one of the games. I'm not sure of the second game score. I know Kate Levin, assistant SID at Ramapo, is covering that game while also watching this one. No balls, 2 strikes. Slow roller, hugging the line, and Scrimo will beat it out for a base hit.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 2, Anna Gavin.
So that is a single, not a bunt, literally just a single, slow roller off the bat that just died on the first baseline. And the Gothic Knights have a runner on with 1 out. If you're the pitcher there, Bukowski, at that point you have to let it go and hope it's going to roll foul, but that ball decided that it wanted to have English towards the infield. And that just sat on the chalk. Hannah Gavin, that one rolls up the third base line, throw to second base, and then thrown away on the relay. Gavin cannot advance.
Now batting, the first baseman.
However, they erased the lead runner 5-6. So fielder's choice for Gavin. Scrimo's out 5-6, and Benakista, the first baseman, steps in with Gavin at first and 2 outs. Benakista struck out swinging in the first. Popped in the air, foul. Mahone slides, and she makes the catch. Her second foul-out catch of the inning, and the Gothic Knights strand a runner on. In the inning for NJCU, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on as we head to the 4th. And we're back here for the fourth inning. It'll be Egan, Patsko, and Mahone due up. Egan, the DP, is hitting .257. Right-handed hitter is out of Washington Township, New Jersey. Slow roller. Flores can't field it. And that's knee 6. So a runner aboard on the air. It'll bring up the third baseman Patsko, hitting .346 at a Mullica Hill, New Jersey, Clearview Regional High School. Now, the question with Egan, which Washington Township is she from? There's one in Bergen County. There's one down in, I guess that's Gloucester or Camden County down there. I think there's also one out in Warren County. We have the market cornered in New Jersey on Washington Townships. That's inside. Now, logically, you would think that it probably would be Ramapo or be Bergen County because Ramapo's in Bergen, but then you have Patsko, who is from outside of Rowan University, Mullica Hill. That's low. 3 balls and no strikes. Maybe the great Kate Levin will know if she's still watching this. Called strike. Patsko thought it was a ball. She was already a few strides towards first base. But I like what Tom Pulsini and the NJC baseball team does. He literally just keeps the bat on his shoulder when he thinks it's ball 4 until the umpire says ball 4. Popped in the air, center field. Julie Squeal coming in, and she makes the catch and fires it right back to Flores.
Now batting, the catcher.
Keep Egan at first. So 1 away, it'll bring up the catcher Mahone, who was busy in the last half inning when she had to make a couple catches in foul territory. Dropping down a bunt. Mezzi is able to retire her.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 2, Nicole Hernandez.
Egan on the sacrifice goes to second. So a 1-4 sack. And Hernandez steps in. She grounded out to third base. That ended the second inning. Ramapo trying to build on a 1-0 lead. They scored in the top of the third. Head coach Mark Del Volpe out to have a conversation. The umpire behind the plate in this game is Robert Greco. Robert Blass is in the field. Not really sure what this is about. I think it's a lineup check. And there will be a conversation between Robert Greco and Robert Blass. And I'm going to hop outside to see what's going on. We'll be right back. So it's a correctable mistake in the lineup card is what the issue was that Coach Del Volpe was pointing out. I noticed while entering it in the computer, so we can do live stats for the game, that Hernandez was listed at number 8, but it said her name. Number 8 is Jackie Howarth, who's the leadoff hitter. So that's just an honest mistake there. But reasonable question there from head coach Mark Del Volpe, and the officials got together. 2-0 pitch. Flores fields, throws to first, and the inning comes to a close as Hernandez grounds out 6-3. Fourth inning for Ramapo. No runs, no hits, one error, and one left on base. Gotham Knights coming up. Back here, bottom of the fourth inning. Ira Thor with you at the Garrity Complex in Jersey City. Dianora Flores, the number 3 hitter in the lineup. She had the first hit of the game for the Gotham Knights, and she leads off, taking strike 1 from Bukowski, who has thrown 30 pitches, 24 for strikes. She has allowed just 2 hits. Foul back towards us. The Gotham Knights had no hits through the first 3 innings of Game 1. And they finished with 2 hits in that loss to the Roadrunners. Ramapo 10-7 on the year. The Knights are now 4-13 and looking for the first NJAC win after 3 losses. Off the plate, I've been informed by Kate Levin that the Washington Township for Carly Egan is the South Jersey one. Swung on and missed, strike 3. As the 4th strikeout for Bukowski. Julie Squio will step in. Squio has 14 RBIs to lead the team. And ball 1 to her. That's low. Inside. Squio has been hit by 21 pitches in her career. She needs 1 to tie the program record by Talia Garcia. She got hit by a pitch in Game 1? Well, that's what happens when you're not here. You don't hear all this great news. Yeah, so right now she's at 22 for Squio. She walks here on 4 pitches, so she's aboard. So I wasn't here. Julie Squio gets hit by a pitch, and the next time she is the all-time leader, and that's a category you really got to work for because afterwards you need ice. She actually took a hit by pitch on the knee last week where it looked like she was in tears at first base. Squeal, by the way, is sitting on 95 career hits. She's one of 20 players in program history to have at least 95 hits. Obviously needs 5 more for the century mark. Swung on and missed. And Mezzi, 1 count, she struck out swinging in the second inning. Squeal looking to become, I believe, the 14th player for NJCU with 100 career hits. Have to call it strike. When you look at the all-time list, there's, I think, 4 players who have either 98 or 99 hits. And you think about, my gosh, they just one more hit here or there and just missed. Popped over the head of the first baseman, and that'll force the second baseman come over and make that play. That is Allie Spellman with a 4-3. Squeal goes. Ramapo scored 4 runs in the 6th inning, including RBI singles by Patsko and Spellman, and Egan an RBI in the 5th. Howarth was 3 for 3. Verino was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, and Egan was 2 for 4, as Ramapo had a 12-2 edge in hits. Fly ball, left field, and the catch is made to end the inning as the left fielder Verino makes the catch. In the 4th for the Gothic Knights, no runs, no hits. Squeal walks. She's stranded at second as we head to the 5th. And we are back here in Jersey City. 5th inning, Ramapo holding on to a 1-0 lead. Mezzi's pitched well, and the Gothic Knights have been able to overcome 3 errors. Only 1 run allowed, and while it scored on an error, it would have came in anyway on a later single, so everything is earned right now. And that was ball 2, of course, as it goes over the glove of Ariana Scrimo. Christina Mezzi has thrown every inning this year for the Gothic Knights. And she's largely pitched well. Her one Achilles heel has been walks. I jokingly, when she comes to my office, which is about once a week to talk, I've been joking with her, giving her a pet talk, no more walks allowed. And, well, she disobeyed me that time. That's ball 4, as Machinsky walks on 4 pitches. First walk of this game, and it'll bring up the dangerous Howarth. 1 for 2 in this game. She scored the only run. She singled in the 3rd, stole 2nd when nobody covered the bag, stole 3rd, And when the throw from the catcher hit her, she scampered home. Drops down a bunt. Gavin charges it and cannot maintain her footing, and everyone is safe. Infield bunt single by Howarth.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 24, Krista Marino.
So Machinsky goes to second base. Gavin had to go a long way to charge that one, and as she tried to turn, just couldn't maintain her footing. So 2 on. And Verino drops down a bunt. That'll roll foul. And this is where the walk's killed, because had Machinsky not walked, who knows what Howarth would have done at the plate. Would she have swung away, or would she still have tried the bunt? It changes the dynamic of the inning. Mezzi only walked 2 in game 1. She struck out 1. Another bunt dropped down. Gavin throws to first. Bounces it. Throw home is thrown away. And everyone is safe. All right, I had to put down the headset to score that one. So officially an error on Gavin on bouncing the ball to first base, and then an error on Benakista for the throw home that was high. And this is lined to right field, going to fall in for a base hit as Mendoza couldn't get there. And on the throw, Spellman goes to second.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 7, Christina Brizet.
It's now 3-0 Ramapo. Both runs this inning currently unearned. It'll bring up Brizik. I don't think Mendoza read that well off the bat. Lined up the third base line for a base hit. Verino scores. Spellman's behind her. Brizik slides in feet first with a double. The Roadrunners now lead 5-0. There are 4 runs home here in the 5th.
Player, number 9, Carly Egan.
This was the 6th inning of last game.
They were doing so well.
So Egan now steps in, fouls off the first pitch. As he deals, swung on and missed. Scoreboard was wrong. Scoreboard's already said 2 strikes. I know, well, the scoreboard operator's not paying attention. Fouled off, and it remains 0-2. So I'm going to have to go back between innings and try to investigate which runs are earned and unearned. But Ramapo now with 5 runs on 7 hits. NJCU has committed 5 errors. And a 4-run spot here in the 5th is broken and open for the Roadrunners. Ground ball. Gavin Fields throws to first. The runner will advance on the first out of the inning.
Now batting the third baseman, number 17, Harper Patsko.
I'll bring up Patsko, hitting .340. She's 0 for 2 in the game. 0 for 1 officially. One was a sacrifice. And that is ball 1. Foul ball towards the third base box, 1-1. A little high, 2-1. Ramapo won the first game 5-0. That is the score here in game 2. Ground ball, Gavin under her glove. Flores throws. Not in time. An infield single scores a run. Gavin went over, tried to pull it up, and it split her and Flores in a long throw for Flores.
Pinch hitting for Ramapo is number 3, Kendra Decker.
And we're going to have a pinch hitter here named after my daughter. It is Kendra Decker, a sophomore out of Tabernacle, New Jersey. I guess she can't be named after my daughter since she's probably about 8 years older. Same first name. And she pinch hits here for the catcher, Mahone. As a called strike. So as I have it right now, 2 of the 5 runs were unearned. I'll go back and examine that between innings. A little tough to broadcast the game and do the stats at the same time and try to figure that out, but that's what the 2-minute in-between innings are great for. 6-0 Ramapo now on top, however. Low. Throw back to first, and Patsko dives in. 1-2. Lined, 1 hop, shortstop, and Almonte drops the ball at second.
Now batting the shortstop.
And everybody is safe. So Decker reaches on the fielder's choice. Patsko reaches on the E4 muff. And we're going to have a defensive change. Zoe Viant's going to come in and play right field. And Mendoza is going to go to second base, which means Viant's going to be in Almonte's spot, who is out after committing a couple errors.
Now playing right field is Zoe Viant.
So Mendoza goes to second base. And Viant is now in right field in the 9 spot. And it'll be Hernandez due up. And first pitch is a ball. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes, 6-0 Ramapo. 5 of those runs coming in here in the 5th in what had been a competitive game. A walk started and then the errors just kept running down the track. Now 6 errors in this game. Ball 3. And ball 4 as Hernandez walks to load the bases. Second walk of the inning. So Machinsky steps in, and a base hit here would give Ramapo an 8-0 lead, potentially. And obviously, you know what that means with the 8-run rule. Gothic Knights trying to keep this game alive. Although, of course, against a pitcher like Bukowski, making up 6 runs even right now is going to be extremely difficult. Still just 1 out. Line towards Flores, who steps on second base for the unassisted double play. And the inning is over. An L6 DP, and she doubles off Decker to end the frame. But in the 5th, 5 runs on 4 hits. There were 3 errors and 2 left. So Kayla Clark will lead off the 5th. Struck out swinging in the 2nd. The 0-1. Popped in the air, foul over my head and out of play.
That's right. I think Zoe's up next. How do you say?
Yeah, so.
How do you say her last name?
Zoe Viant is on deck. No balls and 2 strikes. Wide. Clark, a 3-sport athlete in volleyball, women's basketball, and softball. She was NJAC Rookie of the Week once last year as a freshman. Swung on and missed. And another strikeout for Bukowski. He's got 5 strikeouts, walking just 1 so far, giving up 2 hits in 4 1/3 innings. Zoe Viant, who's hitting .333 in limited action. That is ball 1. Cut on and missed. 1-1. Holds her swing up. 2-1. They can check on. Oh, they say she went around. Robert Blast, the first base umpire, says that Viant offered at it, so it'd be 1-2.
You close that, please. The handle's on the outside. There you go.
1-2. Strike 3 looking on the outside corner. I'm not so sure about that pitch, but Viant is down on strikes looking.
Number 24, Ariana Scrimo.
It'll be Scrimo stepping in now after back-to-back Ks for Bukowski. Bukowski's thrown 50 pitches, 36 strikes. Low. 1 ball and no strikes. Cut on and missed. On Tuesday, the softball team heads to Union. They'll take on a doubleheader against Kane University. And as of now, they will be home on Wednesday. A makeup of yesterday's doubleheader, they'll take on Stockton. Two and two as that pitch drops in from Bukowski, who has a chance to strike out the side here in the 5th. Foul back towards me. We thank those of you watching today's game here on Gothic Vision. Ramapo won the first game 5-0. They scored 1 in the 3rd today, then put up 5 in the top of the 5th, aided by 3 Gothic Knight errors. And they lead 6-0 in our nightcap. 2-2 pitch. High. And count is full. Fouled off. Scrimo stays alive. Full count pitch again to Scrimo. Slow roller towards third base. And the throw was made in time by the third baseman Patsko, and the inning comes to a close on the ground out. Got the Knights go in order in the 5th, 6th inning coming up here in Jersey City. Now we're back here in the 6th inning. I went back and reviewed the 5th inning And actually ends up 4 of the 5 runs are earned. Only run that is not earned is Verino, who reached on an error on what would have been a sacrifice. The double that Brizik hit down the left field line drove in 2. And that means that Howarth would have scored anyway. And that run is indeed earned after all. So Christina Mezzi will try to at least hold down the fort to give the Gotham Knights a chance, but they've only been able to put up 2 hits here against the starting pitcher Bukowski, who's been fantastic, the senior out of Buffalo. It'll be the top of the order for the Roadrunners, Howarth, Verino, and Spellman. First pitch to Howarth is ball 1. She's now hitting .485 on the year. That average keeps climbing. She's got 2 hits today and 2 runs scored and a 2-for-3 effort in this game. And a great doubleheader because she was 3 for 3 in game 1. So already 5 hits on the day. And a 3-ball count here. Low, ball 4, so for the second inning in a row, Ramapo draws a leadoff walk, and it'll bring up the left fielder Verino. Howarth, by the way, entered the day easily as the Ramapo team leader in batting average at .450. The next closest player was Shannon Cox, who's not playing in this contest. She was hitting .353, so nearly a 100-point lead on the rest of her team. And on the wild pitch, she takes second. Showing bunt, that's a called strike anyway, 1-1. That's high. Two and one with nobody out. Line through the left side for a base hit. Howarth is being waved by head coach Bridget Quimpo. She will score sliding in the home. That's an RBI for Verino. 7-0 Roadrunners on top. Good base running by Howarth from second, and Ramapo pushes the lead. I'll bring up Spellman, the second baseman, now hitting .375. Dropping down a bunt, Gavin stumbles, but somehow makes the play. Incredible. And I think she got some dirt in her mouth trying to stumble back to her feet, but what a play by Hannah Gavin. And Verino advances to second on the 5-3. So a sacrifice for Spellman. We might be able to pull that play off of YouTube later because I might send that in. That's a heck of a play by Hannah Gavin. I don't know how she from the seat of her pants was still able to make that throw. And a wild pitch for Reno goes to third. I don't know. What do you think, Rel? That's a top play right there, I think. I think we just saw one. Hi and hello. 2 balls and no strikes. And that's low as well, so the count is 3-0. Howarth entered the day 7th in the league in hitting, but that's going to go up. That's a called strike to Brizik. Brizik had perhaps the biggest hit of this game, a 2-run double down the left field line. Roller up the middle, that's a base hit. That will score for Reno to give Ramapo an 8-0 lead. And it'll bring up the designated player Egan. I think we're going to have a pinch hitter or a pinch runner. Head coach Bridget Quimpo out to have a chat with the home plate umpire, Robert Greco. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. It'll be Carly Vadinsky, sophomore out of Hillsborough, New Jersey, pinch hitting for Egan. Still just 1 out. Brizik now has 3 RBIs to lead the Roadrunners in this game. In the dirt. I think Brizik was already taken off before that pitch, so that will be a stolen base rather than a wild pitch. And that's a called strike to Vadinsky. So 2-1. Three balls and 1 strike. This is only the 6th game Ramapo has played since returning north. They are 8-4 in games played at neutral sites. That's ball number 4 to Vadinsky, who walks. And we'll have another pinch hitter. This time it'll be number 30, Kristen Ruggiero. She's a sophomore out of Manalapan, New Jersey, in Monmouth County, Manalapan High School. Always laugh when I hear the name of the town pronounced Manalapan. So she pinch hits for Patsko, the third baseman. Still just 1 out. On Tuesday, the Roadrunners host Rutgers Newark if their field conditions permit. And then on Wednesday, they're home against Mount St. Mary in a non-conference game. This will be the 100th pitch for Christina Mezzi. as they call it, strike. So 56 strikes, 44 balls. Next Saturday, Roadrunners are at the College of New Jersey. And that's line foul. TCNJ entering this weekend was 4-0 in the league and 16-4 overall. Better record than Rowan, who's 18th in the country at 16-5-1. Tuesday, the Gothic Knights go to Kane. Kane entering this weekend 16-2, 15th in Division III. And that's ball 2. That's low. Count is full. Full count here. Mezzi deals. Swung on and missed strike 3 as Ruggiero goes down on the riser.
Now batting is the catcher, number 21, Olivia Mahoney.
3 strikeouts for Mezzi. She's walked 4. It'll bring up the catcher, Mahone. Mahone, her first at bat since the 4th inning, as Decker pinch hit for her in the 5th and later walked. So the schedule for NJCU softball next week is that is fouled down the third base side. At Kane on Tuesday. Makeup doubleheader at home against Stockton on Wednesday. At New Rochelle on Thursday. And then back here next Saturday when they will host nationally ranked Rowan. That's high. So NJCU has to play 2 nationally ranked top 20 teams in the same week. Piece of cake. The 2-1. And once again, a 3-ball count. 3-1. Gothic Knights have to get out of this inning, and then they have to get at least 1 run in the 6th to extend the game. Just misses for ball 4. And we'll have another pinch hitter. It'll be Sarah Browning, a sophomore out of Kinnelon, New Jersey, Immaculate Heart Academy High School. Browning will pinch hit for the shortstop Hernandez. We thank those of you watching today's game here on Gothic Vision. It has warmed up considerably from where it was a few hours ago. In the press box with me, Ruben Acosta on the camera and the graphics, Nina Gina Carbonero, one half of the twin combination from the women's soccer team on the PA, and our head women's bowling coach and site supervisor, Rella Smith, all of whom are glad they're inside because it's warmer in here than it is standing outside, but it is bearable outside now, unlike it was hours ago. Popped in the air, foul territory, and everyone ducks. Ball and a strike here with the bases full. Low, ball 2 as she bounces that one. And a good job by Screaming to glove it. this game is over, go home. I'm going to write today's game recap, and then my guilty pleasure. Going to watch WrestleMania for the, I don't know how many year in a row, but got a little streak going. And actually, it'll be the third year in a row because that's the third year of the WWE Network. Instead of having to buy a pay-per-view. A 3-1. Ground ball, Gavin. Nice job. Gloves it on the line and steps on the bag. Great awareness for Hannah Gavin. And that's the end of the inning on the fielder's choice. In the sixth, 2 runs, 2 hits. The bases are left full. Got the Knights' last chance coming up. They trail 8-0. As we work out those changes, Hernandez back in at shortstop.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 25, Gianna Benakista.
And also back in the game at third base is Patsko. So Hannah Gavin, the first batter.
Yeah, get there.
I take it back, actually. All right, as I was fixing the defensive changes, I didn't see Hannah Gavin's at bat. She popped out to the first baseman.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
And then a single on a bloop here by Gianna Benakista. And we're going to have Ariel Cortez, the pinch runner. Cortez, a member of the women's basketball team, playing softball for the first time. That's a ground ball. Could be 2. Spellman, oh, that throw
I wish you would have saw it.
got away.
I wish she gets the base. I'm confused. How did Ariel get in? Did I miss that switch?
Pinch runner.
Missed it. Can you louder it a little? The music?
So Flores grounds into a first pitch fielder's choice and then advances on an E6 throwing error. Cortez is out 4-6. And we're going to see what the conversation is here between head coach Bridget Quimpo. So Spellman fielded the ball. She flipped it to the shortstop Hernandez. And then I believe Cortez did not slide at second base. And because of that, they're going to, if they overruled, it'll be because of interference. So Julie Squeal will step in. Coach Quimpo for the Roadrunners loses that argument, so Flores will be safe there. If they had ruled interference, the game would have been over. Squeal looking for her 96th career hit or her 23rd career hit by pitch. Each one more hit by pitch to be the all-time leader in program history. First pitch off the plate. Gothic Knights have 3 hits. They've committed 6 errors. Ramapo 8 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. And could potentially win this game here if Flores does not score with the 8-run rule. Inside. Two balls. Oh, they called it a strike. And that's a base hit for Julie Squeal, number 96.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 21.
And Flores goes to third. Mezzi, blooper down the right field line, coming in and making the catch is the right fielder for Ramapo. And that is Brizik who makes the catch, and the game comes to a close as Mezzi flies out on the liner to right. In the 6th inning for NJCU, no runs, 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 left on base. Your final score in Game 2 of our doubleheader, Ramapo 8 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. NJCU no runs, 4 hits, and 6 errors. With the 2 wins today, the Roadrunners improved to 11-7 on the year, 2-2 in the NJAC. Next action for the Gothic Knights softball teams on Tuesday. They will visit the Cougars of Kane. That'll be in Union, New Jersey. And then the next home game will be on Wednesday. It'll be a makeup of yesterday's doubleheader against Stockton. First pitch Wednesday will be at 3 p.m. right here at the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex. We thank you for joining us today, and please arrive home safely. So that'll do it here as NJCU falls in Game 2 by a score of 8-0 in 6 innings. On behalf of everyone at NJCU Athletics, we thank you for watching today's broadcast of NJCU softball here on Gothic Vision. Be with us on Wednesday as NJCU hosts Stockton, and we'll bring you the first pitch there at 3 p.m. Special thanks to Ruben Acosta on graphics and camera, and Nina Gina Carbonero on the PA for us. I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again on Wednesday.